Born on the 12th of January 1940 to Alhaji Tiamiyu Ayinde and Alhaja Idiatu Abeke Okoya, Chief Dr. Razak Okoya, Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, has evolved over the decades as one of Nigeria's foremost and well-known indigenous industrialists. Chairman of Eleganza Group, which specializes in personal and household wares, is also owner of Rao Investment Company Limited, a foremost property investment company. The story of Cheif Razak Okoya, CON, is one of sheer determination and drive to succeed. Growing up in the 1950s, young Okoya worked for his father in his tailoring shop. He went on to acquire invaluable experience which would later shape his life. Cheif Okoya provides direct employment for over 2,000 Nigerians and indirect employment to 1,000 more across Nigeria, West Africa, and other parts of Africa. Just as the good book puts it, a man who is well skilled in his job will sit among kings. How true those words have proven to be for Cheif Razak Okoya, CON. After picking up the requisite skills from his father, little Okoya started off small activities involving tailoring business. He was meticulous enough to save £20. Moved by his son's vision, determination, and drive to succeed, the father gave Razak the additional £50 he needed to start his business. Armed with blessings from his father, which is an important ingredient for success, young Okoya started importing and selling goods from Japan. He began to witness massive business growth and expansion. In the world of business, success is never achieved without some kind of failure, which for the astute businessman is always a learning curve. When he experienced disappointment and loss from one of his foreign business partners, Cheif Okoya resolved to explore the possibilities of setting up his own factory in Nigeria to produce his own kind of footwear. Today, all that has come to be part of history, a history that has come to shape the future of what Nigerians know today as Eleganza Industries Limited. So widely known is the name Eleganza that it has become a generic name for some personal and household products. For his contribution to industry, Cheif Okoya was honored with an honorary doctorate degree by Ekiti State University, Ado Ekiti, formerly Ondo State University. 6 years later, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, found him worthy of yet another round of the same kind of honor. All the awards were in recognition of his immense and immeasurable contribution to industry. However, the biggest recognition came from his fatherland, with the national honor of Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON. Cheif Okoya is a passionate Muslim who has been honored with the honor of Are Adini Muslimi. Other titles credited to the industrialist include Babalaji of Adironland, Ogbeni Oja of Ekpe, Babajiro of Okionoegba, and Are of Lagos. He's also been honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award as Business Entrepreneur of Our Time. This is by This Day newspapers, an honor presented to him by former United States President Mr. Bill Clinton. Chief Dr. Razak Okoya is happily married with many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. He also lives with a legacy of service and commitment. How deserving and worthy for the Professor Pat Utomi and Center for Values Leadership, along with other prominent Nigerians, to hold a special lecture in celebration of Cheif Okoya's 75th birthday anniversary, which officially came up on the 12th of January 2015. The program started with the arrival of distinguished guests. Convener and founder of Center for Values Leadership, Professor Pat Utomi was on hand to welcome Cheif Okoya and his family members. Members of the CVL board and guests were present. Otumba Shubomi Balogun and many other prominent Nigerians. All honorees have to be 70 years and above. Professor Pat Utomi introduced the panelists of the program. He also welcomed a number of prominent guests. He gave reasons for holding a colloquium and to honor Nigerians who in the past had laid down legacies on which the present-day economic, social, and political structures solidly stand. Additionally, he said that the CVL was established as a non-profit making organization aimed at equipping generations of young people with values and leadership skills to lead the future.
We are persuaded that Nigeria became a country of promise because of the values of many of the people who became leaders in various sectors of the Nigerian economy. See Nigeria as a place of promise. And so we created this as an opportunity to go back and find people who affected whole sectors of Nigeria by the sheer dint of hard work and their character, and to hold a colloquium as a tribute to them and an opportunity to showcase those values to the next generation, because we have a duty, we have an obligation to save the next generation. We have an obligation to make our shoulders strong enough so that the next generation can stand on our shoulders and see tomorrow more clearly. That is the essence of this series.
The Center for Values and Leadership's 20th CVL Leader Without Title Leadership Tribute Colloquium in honor of Cheif Razak Okoya was to honor him for his contribution in real estate development and manufacturing in Nigeria. The Center for Values and Leadership initiated the Leader Without Title Leadership Tribute Colloquium to honor outstanding sector leaders for their special contributions in the sector they work. The theme of the lecture, which was delivered by the founder of the Center for Values and Leadership, Professor Patu Tommy, was Productivity, Growth, and Challenge of Public-Private Partnership.
Sometimes people who have not manufactured don't know the kind of impact. I mean, they say, okay, you have a generator. Having a generator is not enough. When there's a flick to go from public power to generator, if you are in the car business, for example, every car in the paint shop has to be reworked completely. That 1 second going from NEPA to your generator has ruined everything in the pipeline. So the costs to manufacturers really substantial. The United States of America is struggling today to deal with infrastructure because it sees it is losing competitive advantage, because even the infrastructure in the US we're talking about as being out there is considered inadequate and inappropriate to be competitive in the near future. If for now, if we're not talking about the future. So it shows how far back we are and must leapfrog. And there is no way that organic growth using government resources can get us there. So if manufacturing is going to be competitive and create all the jobs we need to have created, we need these kinds of initiatives. But we need to be able to quantify these things so that people will see value that they can bring to the table and they can take from the table if foreign capital is going to come to drive this.
God bless you. I want to congratulate you, wish you very well, and pray that you live a century, you live a happy life, productive life, and that whatever height you may attain, your children will even surpass you. Congratulations. To your head, Okoya. This is to your head, Okoya.
I congratulate the honoree, Cheif Razak Okoya, CON. I have known him for some years. He is a very successful man. a great achiever with unbelievable humility. Cheif Razak Okoya does everything that he has to do with panache. He is somebody that I've admired for some time. I know him, I know his family, and for many years too. What he is doing, I think he has to be congratulated. To be successful in manufacturing is not easy.
He cannot spend time with himself. He has to have his friends around. I think that has not been mentioned by a lot of people. But when you have his friends around him, he's the happiest man. I congratulate you for all your achievements. I wish you good health, long life, and God's guidance in all you do.
Government cannot give you everything. As I said, we have property all over the place, but I can assure you that we never get government allocation. I bought a lot of this property directly or indirectly from the company they are allocated to. The present factory we have in Bejuleki, I paid about ₦1 billion to Lagos State. Of course, they give me a slight discount, which I appreciate for them. But all of that property, one way or the other, we bought them. And I also supervise the construction and everything in government contracts or government patronage. I think we have been coming up without any. So everything was done. If the youth can have that determination that we can do things on our own without saying government, I think there will be a lot of relief.
Cheif Razak Okoya had marked his 75th birthday anniversary quietly with special prayers during the last Hajj. From the Biscuit Communications family, here's wishing Cheif Razak Okoya a happy birthday and hearty congratulations on the well-deserved honor given to him by the Center for Values in Leadership.
How he's so enterprising, he's a very generous person, and he's very humble. And he has reached the heights a lot of people who try aspire to arrive at. And I have every cause to wish him well. And I want to identify with him. I find he's a very, very reasonable person to associate with. And we pray that the good Lord will spare his life.
We've been friends for over 50 years. We grow together. We work together. So, as everybody has said about him, he's a complete gentleman. May God bless him.
He's a great man all around. That sums it up. He's a fine man. Big man. Let other people enjoy part of his success. He's a great man.
We do this every month for one outstanding person who has affected a sector of Nigeria who is over 70 years old, because we need young people to see true role models. And Cheif Razak Okoya represents a man who has been able to produce against the odds. When manufacturing is supposed to be literally almost extinct in Nigeria, he has shown that you can get wealthy manufacturing. And so it was so important for us to pay tribute to him so that young people can learn that if you can dream it, you can make it happen.